everybody. Sorry for the slight delay. I started to stream a little later than usual. That was because I was watching Severance, and then I had some minor errands to take care of, so sorry for beginning later than usual. I think that I'm just gonna hop right into it. Happy weekend, first of all. I'm trying to think of stuff to say. I watched a new Cinderella's Castle musical by Starkid. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about it. But I honestly want to keep the vibes pretty positive today, so I'll just say that Jeff Blim has done it again. All the songs, not all the songs, but a lot of the songs are some of my favorite Starkid songs ever. He's really good at what he does. I think the opening number, regardless of my opinion about Cinderella's Castle as a whole, the music was the opening number was absolutely incredible. An absolute masterpiece. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor Path. The last episode, we basically defeated Blaze the Best once again with the help of giving his son some therapy and support and figuring out where the evidence went. But now that we got that out of the way, Shilong Long decided to say, hey, Verity Gavel is guilty as fuck, man. And that's where it went. Could you maybe calm down a little? Oh, and now we're back to the bigger mystery. The entire courtroom segment, important as it was to the plot, just felt like a detour on the way to the main event. Calm down! No way, Jose! Not until they all come clean. It's your own good! It's for your own good, dang it! Our interpreter party refused to give up, even in the face of repeated stonewheeling from the crew. Oh man, trying to hello, Sundancing Kitty, good to see you here. It's been a while since you were last on my stream. Nice to see some familiar faces return. Look, you ladies need to stop harassing these people, or I'll have to ask you to. You cops sure got a lot of nerve. Y'all are the ones who let Taurosaurus run wild. Hoping to hide the fact that they bred this menace themselves, the staff clings desperately to their story. Look, we really weren't breeding anything. This is a movie set. Says the gal who told me she could done seeing Gordy with her own dang eyes. I saw something, but that doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here. Alright, break it up. Everyone else is here. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. And Sean. Y'all are on the trail of Y'all on the trail of this here monster infestation too, huh? No, we're on the trail of a criminal. Long Z says, the darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. This is to say, a killer is no different from a monster, really. Not wrong. Agent Lane, this is highly irregular, sir. We can't allow members of the public onto the crime scene. These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here. Well, Agent Lang, here we are. Where do you intend to begin? Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wang's body was found... No, not Wang, Wang. President Wang's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been seen since the night before last. I love how she's still called Assistant Edgeworth. Edgeworth is such an asshole. Yeah, Penny deserves better than that. So he was missing for over a day. The last person to see him alive was you, Judge Gavelle, on the roof of the big building. I like how his milk is sweating. Oh my god, we just started the stream and my bra snapped again. Why did the two of you arrange to meet? I'm sorry, but I can't say. Not even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder. Why? Why can't you just tell us? Please, Judge Gavelle, we're trying to help you.
Not so fast!
Ha! She can't say because she'll only incriminate herself more. I know you had something to do with the president's murder, and I'm going to prove it.
Objection!
Stop wearing push-up bras, Verity. They can't handle all that stress. Right. You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How do you explain the time that passed between Judge Gavelle's meeting, the president and then?
Not so fast!
That's exactly what I'm hoping we're about to find out. I'm practically interested in what happened last night. No, not practically. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. So why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down, Sean Fenn? Me? We know you were here on the set last night. You were... Sean? We have testimony from the woman over there and forensic evidence from the footprints that proves it.
You came back to run your lines, right?
What? You were spying on me?
I'm sorry, I was just making sure you're okay. I mean, you are 13 and unsupervised. Was late. I was worried about you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't need you to worry about me. Oh my god. Oh my god, she got him, she put him in place. Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. She was trying to look out for you. Apologize this instant.
Sorry.
I told you before, I won't have you speaking to people that way. Wow, this is a whole new Judge Gavelle. Yeah, she entered mom mode. It seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law. Are you listening to me? If I told you once, then I've told you 1,000 times. You must. Wow, she's just actual mom and Ace Attorney. Yeah, pretty much. She's still talking. And I want you to remember that, alright?
Not so fast!
Can we get on with the investigation now? Oh, of course. Forgive me. I don't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. I mean, she has been passionate about law, but like she also was more composed about it. I guess Judge Gavelle is in the mother will take. I guess Judge Gavelle, the mother, will take a little getting used to. But we don't understand that you're accusing Sean Fenn of being involved somehow, Agent Lang. I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed. And by who. And I don't care what it takes, I'm going to find out. Yes, it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. Alright, Sean, perhaps you could tell us what happened last night?
Fine by me. I got nothing to hide.
Okay, let's cross-examine the child.
I had a bad day yesterday. Messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today. So I thought I put in some extra practice. And that's what I did. It's that simple. It's not like I haven't done it before. It was fine. Nothing happened.
You've been rehearsing late at night again? But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel. You called him. Around what time? It must have been 11 p.m. or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. it can't be legal investigating a minor like that. Well, it happened in Ace Attorney investigation. It's like it has happened in Ace Attorney, more than once. Like it's not a new thing for the series to cross-examine children, teenagers, minors.
Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set.
I mean, the second client in game 2 was a high schooler. So you lied to me?
Sorry. Ooh, now she's mad.
Why not? Children can't be witnesses or even culprits.
I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on his acting, though.
Nonetheless, a parent can't help but worry. A child alone late at night, anything could happen to him. And indeed it did. He got himself entangled in a case.
But he said nothing happened, right?
He did, though I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth.
I had a bad day yesterday. Messed up a couple of days.
I think we need to press some statements. We're scheduled to shoot the same scene again today, so I thought I'd put in some extra practice, and that's what I did. It's that simple. It's not like I haven't done it before. It's fine, nothing happened. Let's press the 2 latter statements. They are pretty sus. Sean, how many times have I made you promise? If you're going to rehearse on your own, you have to tell me. Yeah, they are, in fact, vulnerable and easily solicited.
I know.
Well, that little outburst rather stole my thunder. Let me ask again about what you just...
I think it's pretty cool though, Sean.
Oh my god, stealing thunder again, but like with Kay it's expected because she's a thief. More interruptions.
With all the hours of practice is maybe the best you can be, little by little. I'm the same. I went from small-time thief to average thief. Before I knew it, greatness beckoned.
There's a difference between being immoral and being legal.
But now I finally made it. I'm not about to stop doing my best, and neither should you.
May I continue? No, Sean, do you often rehearse alone? Finally, I got my question out without being interrupted. It didn't lead us anywhere, but it was pretty funny.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that?
What do you mean? Of course I'm sure. It was just a regular evening. Nothing out of the ordinary. Huh? A regular evening? How can you say that? Somebody was...
Okay, he's just a child. You mustn't be too hard on him. Ooh, this is Edgeworth being kind to children again. It's something that GamerCore made notice of a couple of times during the streams. Nothing happened. Really?
Nothing to do with the case anyway. At least that's what it sounds like when what he wants us to believe. But wait.
Like you mentioned a couple of times during the series that Edgeworth is kind to children and cares a lot for them. That's what I meant to say. So I'm gonna raise my microphone a little bit. Yeah, you did that. We do. We also don't have time to be hearing the lies of a child. Let's use what we have to point out the contradiction in his testimony. I had a bad day yesterday, messed up a couple of takes. I think that what we need to do is just point things out in the contradiction. I mean, the head fell down. That's a thing that happened last night. I'm gonna save again.
Objection!
Oh, okay, cool. That was what I need to present. Neat. Nothing happened. I'm sorry, but you're lying. The model of Taurosaurus's head fell from the roof of that trailer last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Is that so?
I told you. I read my lines, I went home. That's it. That was it.
What do I know about some stupid falling head? Or are you saying you can prove I know something? Sadly not. it's highly possible the head fell after Sean left. No proof, huh? Then this conversation is over.
Objection!
No, it's not.
What?
The head falling from the roof isn't the only strange thing about last night. And I'm certain you know what else I'm thinking of too. What other unusual occurrence happened yesterday evening? I mean, it's the monster footprints. Maybe that's it?
Take that!
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. This proves it beyond a doubt. Wait, how did you... That's right. Your rehearsal tape. Yeah. What? You have video footage from last night? We do, and if you watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening. There's a footprint there already. There is, and I'm not sure that that's an everyday sight even on the film set. Sean, why would you keep this from me? No reason. Liar. That stuff might work on your mommy, kid, but it's not gonna work on me. Why did you hide the tape? Sean, you have to tell us.
You? Look, I just didn't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it.
This kid honestly has one of the best character tracks in the entire series. So you were embarrassed, is that it?
Yeah.
What's so weird about that? That's why you didn't hand over the vital evidence? Sean, how could you? Gala! Oh, give me a break. You know about it now, don't you? Sure, the footprint was there, but I just ran my lines and went home. That was it. Hold it! What? And nothing about the giant monster footprint struck you as weird? It's a giant monster footprint! Oof, tampering with evidence. That happens in at least every third Ace Attorney case. On the set of a giant monster movie. It's not like there isn't all kinds of other weird stuff around here. I don't bite for a second. There's something dinky about this kid, and I'm standing right here. Sure as I'm standing right here. Dang Skippy, there he is. He's hiding a scoop under them there horns, or my name ain't Lord of Hearts. Yeah. It's really funny how Lang and the others don't scare Mom, but Gavel does. Yeah. Don't scare him. That's the difference. I mean, they don't have much of a power. They don't have any power against him, but Verity does.
Shut up, both of you. I'm done talking.
Hold it right there. What is it, Agent Fong? So, it's just as I thought. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely.
What? There was something else on that tape?
Yep. Look closely. See the costume up in the top left?
Oh yeah, the Torosaurus suit.
Something different. Do you see it?
I'm not sure. It's just kind of hanging out and looking a little saggy. Oh, and the zipper in his back is done up tight.
Oh shit, the zipper. Oh, that's... Yeah, I guess you see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper is wide open. Why? Because somebody's inside the suit. That's why.
What?
Mr. Powers, that zipper. What can you tell us about it? Well, we always close it up tight when the suit isn't in use. That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. And do you remember something else I had said not long ago?
Let me refresh your memory.
What if your friend Gavel pushed the president off the big building the night before last? And then came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere. Here, but where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. I forgot Powers was here. He said he hasn't said or done anything. That's fair. I mean, Powers is just here mostly for being an Easter egg, not much else. And like this, and that there'll be other actors in the movie. And then come back a day later. Last night, in other words, and take it out again.
You're saying the body could not have been hid in the Torosaur suit?
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Isn't that right, Gavel? You pushed the president off the roof just like I said. Then you hid his body inside that costume. I most certainly did not. Protest all you'd like. I'm not going to believe you. You're the only person who could have done this.
Objection!
I thought we already proved that that would have been impossible. The movie set was locked at the time. There was no way Judge Gavel could have been able to get in there. What if she had an accomplice?
What?
I've got a little theory for you. I think you're going to like it. Ooh, time for Lang's theories. Hopefully this one will be one of the more difficult theories he had to debunk. What if Sean was waiting down here when Gavel pushed the president off the roof? If the two of them were working together, the problem of the lock goes away. They then work to hide the body together too, by dragging it over the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside. You think the murder was really that carefully planned? It was the assassination of a world leader. It could only have been carefully planned.
Overruled.
To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this, it's unthinkable.
Not so fast.
You're my prime suspect. What makes you think I'm going to listen to a word you say? But what about motive? What reason could either of them have to kill President Wang? Who knows? But we'll find out soon enough. She was the last one to meet with him, and she won't tell us why. Pretty darn suspicious, even you have to agree with that. Judge Gavel, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details.
My apologies, but that is the one thing I cannot do.
However, rest assured, should that ever change, you will be the first to know. So please, you have to believe me? Yeah, murderers all have a habit of saying that. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest. Puh, I got nothing to say to you. I'm innocent. Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? But let me guess, you're still going to try and stick up for them. It's true. Judge Gavel's actions certainly made her seem suspicious. But nothing she has told us amounts to a motive murder, or even the suggestion of one. No, and like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now. But the moment I'm focusing on means an opportunity. And for my money, the two of them had to be working together for the little plot to succeed. Oh my god, my cheek is itchy. What if Sean was waiting down here when Gavel pushed the president off of the roof? If the two of them were working together, the problem of the lock goes away. Then they work together to hide the body too.
Hold it!
But if the two of them weren't working together, why would they need to hide the body for a full day?
Not so fast!
Well, look at the situation right in front of you. Thanks to that little ruse, we're still puzzling over what they were up to even now. But if you'll let me speak, I can clear up this whole mess once and for all. Ready? Good. So, like I was saying, they worked together to hide the body. We're dragging it over to Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside.
His theory hangs together pretty well, I have to say.
It certainly is the case that they could have carried on out the murder if they were working together. I don't think we stand to gain much by disputing that.
So what do we have what do we do instead?
We listen carefully to his testimony once more. If we see we can tease out anything of value. Let's just press all the statements. You'll seriously suggesting that the child could have been an accomplice in this murder.
Look at him. He's still in elementary school.
No, okay, no,
Don't say that. There's no way a kid that young would be involved in something like this. I think I mentioned that he's in junior high, right?
Not so fast!
Long Z says, pity no wolf, be he cub or grizzled elder. It doesn't matter how young he is, if he's guilty, he's guilty, and he'll be treated as such.
Wow, wolf cubs have it hard, huh?
I'm surprised at you, Mr. Prosecutor. You're saying he deserves mercy just because of his age? Of course not. I'm saying that there's no way he did this, and I'm going to prove it to you. Huh, I'll look forward to it, but be warned, I'm only just getting warmed up. The two of them were working together. The problem of the look goes away.
Hold it!
Goes away how exactly? Huh, I thought you might try this, but you and I both know exactly how. Let me make it nice and simple for you. First, she pushes the president off the roof.
Pushes? Okay.
Then, the kid opens a combination lock because he knows the code.
Yep. Kid opens code, knows lock, gotcha!
Okay, the other way around. And that's it. It's that simple. No more luck to worry about. And no more objections about her not being able to get in because she didn't know the code. That would explain away the problem of the lock, it's true. Wow, a case where the fact the suspect is a child and couldn't have done it, what they claim is actually brought and debated, hope that happened. Wait, wow, a case where a fact the suspect is a child and couldn't have done what they claim is actually brought up and debated. Hope that happens in the other case with a plot like this. Gamercore, what case are you talking about exactly? I don't think I follow. Thank you for your clear and incisive explanation, Ichling. Please continue. I will, and hopefully in the next part will shut you up for good. They then worked on the body. To hide the body together.
Hold it!
The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. I mean... Oh, it was left untouched. But the gate's chain was cut. Who cut the chain? The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was a body in there at the time, can you? Maybe not, but we can take a look right now. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I put money on finding proof that it was there. Do you mind if we examine that suit, Mr. Powers? Oh, not at all. Might be a little, right though? Gets pretty sweaty in there. You know, Will Powers is the not cursed version of Leanne from the Somnium Files. Will Powers will not go after recent high school graduates. Apologistic sings a blind child killed a man, but said numerous times. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man, Turnabout Serenade is a very messy case. There are some parts I like about it, but it's definitely the weakest case out of the games. I think that if it was like a day shorter, maybe it would have worked. I still like the characters, And I think it had a really strong start, but then like the second day just felt like filler because you already knew who did it. They kind of killed the tension. Also, I mean, Turnabout Serenade came out before Turnabout for the Ages. Yeah, that's weird. So it's nice that Edgeworth's argument is a child isn't physically able to do that. That's fair. I always clean it out pretty good. If you don't, it gets kind of moldy.
Not so fast.
Yeah, I know, you're making a joke. In other words, what we're looking at is proof that somebody other than you used the costume. And that dirt in there must have come from the body.
I guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. He probably would have gotten pretty dirty.
Exactly. Well, everybody happy? The inside of the suit is covered with dirt. That must be from when the body was hidden there. Was it? No, his body is pretty clean and I don't see any flecks of yellow. I'm gonna save again. No, that was not it. I'm gonna reload again.
Objection!
Yeah, that's the one. No dirt on the president. So our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt became from the body. Would it be safe to say that's the case? Why? Is there a problem? The part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty.
Yeah, it really is.
But look at the victim. The area of his body that would have been in contact with that part of the suit isn't dirty at all. If the victim has been crammed in there as you suggest, his chest would surely be covered in dirt. Gah! Fine. So what's your explanation? How did all that dirt get inside there? Based on the videotape, there may well have been somebody in that suit at the time. So who was it if it wasn't the president?
Come on, Kay, think. Where was it?
Is something the matter, Kay?
I've seen dirt like this somewhere, I'm sure of it. I just can't think where. Dirt with weird little gray bits in it?
Gray bits. She's right. There is something mixed in there.
It was stuck to something else we looked at. Lots of it.
Oh, okay. I think I thought a few steps ahead from the game. Stuck to something we looked at. An item of evidence, maybe. It's probably worth checking. Does one of the items we found have a similar kind of dirt stuck to it?
Take that!
Seems like it is. As Kay pointed out, the dirt on the suit contains small flakes of something gray. And we discovered similar flakes stuck to an item belonging to somebody we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves. You're right. The dirt does look similar. But, so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly are these gray flecks of yours? I believe the gray flecks are... concrete? Surely they're flecks of concrete.
Oh, like the little broken up bits around the footprint, you mean?
Exactly. And who did the gloves on which we found similar dirt and gray flecks belong to?
Chairman Winter! We found them in his garage.
That's right. We visited the garage at his home earlier today. And we found a pair of mechanic's gloves covered in dirt. And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel too. Why would a pair of mechanic's gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why. Because somebody wore them while they were used, the hammer and shovel. They smashed through the concrete to the dirt below, staining the gloves with both substances.
Wait, so you're saying...
Yes. We finally know what these footprints really are. It seems highly likely they were dug up by Chairman Winner.
Not so fast!
Highly likely. Ha! Is that so? Then tell me this. Why the heck would he made them? What purpose could they possibly serve? Well, indeed. I imagine he must have been... I have a feeling he was digging something up. No, the answer is burying something up. I'm
Not so fast!
You think the cops didn't check already? There was nothing buried under the footprints. Yeah, digging something up. My bad. I imagine events unfolded somewhere like this. There was something on this lot that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut up the chain of the side entrance and gained access over there. He then used the sledgehammer and shovel to dig up these footprints. When he found what he was looking for, he bagged it up and filled in all the holes.
Ah, but then Sean must have shown up, right?
I think he did, yes. Chairman Winner would have had to find a hiding place, and Thor's source suit provided just that. Yeah. Crazy how he's been defeated but still hunting the narrative. Yeah. It's kind of like Dahlia Hawthorne in a sense. Hawthorne also ended up hunting the narrative just a tad. Got all that from pair of dirty gloves? It's good, but it's all just speculation. We don't have any proof that he was inside that suit. Yeah, he's Dahlia Hawthorne, but like the male version. He could have dug those holes and gotten out of here before the kid even shows up. Yeah, with the Dahlia Hawthorne, it is pretty literal. Mild spoilers. I mean, major spoilers to Tribes and Tribulations. A game that came out not long ago. Like, came out over 2 decades ago.
Objection!
But he didn't. And there's proof to that right there in the footage. It shows that Chairman Winner was still present when the recording was made. What? It's a shame that Agent Lang didn't notice it himself. But if we compare the situation as we see it now, the situation as it appears on Sean's rehearsal tape, and compare that to what we saw in Chairman Winner's garage, it soon becomes clear that the chairman was present. What part of this image shows that the Chairman Winner was still here? I have a feeling it's the bag.
Take that!
Look at the bag next to the Torosaurus suit. We saw the same bag in Chairman Winner's garage. The same bag, the dirt and the gloves. That has to indicate a connection, surely. I think that pretty much seals it. It was Excelsior Winner in the suit. And if he was there, the president's body can't have been. Ayah! Good. It seems I convinced Agent Lang that flaws in his theory. Somebody get Chairman Winner's house to... Somebody get to Chairman Winner's house right away! We need to know what's in that bag. Yes, sir. Hold it. Yo, Don, lost your mind? I can't believe what I'm hearing here. What is this, Hog's Will? Oh, this is all what we need. This is all we need. Them right there's Torosaurus footprints, dang it. Ain't no holes dug by the old guy. I think I demonstrated more than adequately that that's exactly what they are. Don't matter to me, none than what you just did. I don't believe it, and that's that. I done told y'all. I've seen that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes. And a giant eye peering in the window. How have we gotten past that nonsense? We ain't about to let that go. What kind of journalists would we be if we did, huh? Responsible ones? But I guess that's the whole problem. Wait, ain't like it was just about a footprint, no ho. You were fraternizing with one of them, they're monsters. Ain't that correct, young man? By the young lady over there, if I'm not very much mistaken. We're never going to get anywhere with these two around. Yeah, Edgeworth is quite shady.
Maybe if we could just prove to them that wasn't a monster either, they might finally drop it. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Any bright ideas?
Prove that it wasn't a monster. Fine. I don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we can do.
What are you two whispering about? Y'all are hiding something, ain't ya? Admit it.
Hale, what's a hot take Steam reward? I haven't seen it before. Yeah, if you donate the bits, then I'm gonna share a spicy opinion of mine. And yeah.
Quick, Tabby! Roll tape!
Hold it!
Yeah. Do you have the bits for it? Do you have the points? If you do, then I don't mind. Surprised Long hasn't just arrested these two and threw them out. Yeah, I mean, okay, I share a hot take. 800 points. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to, okay, whenever, like, people spring the hot take thing on me, it takes me, like, a minute to try and think what I'm going to share. Because I have a lot of them. And, like, then you have, like, takes that, like, are very... And then you have, like, the takes that are like, oh, you're preaching to the choir, and, like, hot... Yeah, okay, you can keep playing for now, no pressure. No, I feel like I'm gonna think about it a little more. Let's see. Anything a hot take on? I mean, I have a lot of things buzzing through my mind, and I'm just, like, trying to figure it out. Let's see. Wow, I'm really trying to think of something. Let's see. One of the viewers asked for a hot take on movies, so he said, yeah, ask me a suggestion. The monster the boy was seen talking to. We know what it was now. Huh? That's right. Sean's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery.
It did.
The point at which Miss Nichols thought she saw Sean with Gordy. That would have been right when he was making his rehearsal tape. I think she mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. Your so-called monster is right here in this picture. Like, what topic do you want a hot take on? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just thought of one now, but, like, I want to hear what Sundance and Kitty wants to offer. Yeah, okay, so you're thinking on it, I'm thinking on it, and yeah. Yeah, sure. Your so-called monster is right here in this picture.
Huh? I don't see no Gordy. That ain't nothing but a damn snapshot. You're talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography.
What was Miss Nichols' Gordy, really? Okay, sorry, just thought my message wasn't clear. I mean, it's pretty easy, actually.
Take that!
It's the camera crane. That's right, it was a camera crane. That's what it was. That is what Miss Nichols saw, not Gordy. Any hot takes about Arcane? Yeah, sure, I can share it. Okay. I actually have one. I have a really good one. So one of the worst takes I've seen in the entire about the entire series is about if Vi died in the explosion. Spoilers for season 7 of season 2 of Arcane for those who haven't seen. I have a cold take related to Arcane. Yeah, but like I'm gonna finish my hot take. I think episode 7 of season 2, you see the alternate universe where Vi died in the explosion, and like the world, and like Jace also died and Caitlyn also died. Because something happened in the alternate history. So a lot of people were like, damn, maybe Vi should have died, so Silco and Jinx and everyone else could have gotten a better history because that was the better timeline. And that is like the stupidest interpretation of that episode that I've seen, and in general. Because, one, a 13-year-old still died, and even if it means Vander would have lived, it's still, like, stupid. And, no, let me finish. Yeah, it's not wrong, but, like, the main catalyst for, like, the issues in the show is the Arcane. There's a reason why the show is called Arcane League of Legends and not It's Vi's Fault League of Legends. I think that reducing it to, oh, Vi should have died and then things would have been better. No! It's such a reductive way to look at it, and it's like, it's one of my least favorite takes about Arcane. Another one. I'm gonna give you two for one payment. I think that it's more interesting, like, people have a lot of issues about the structure of Arcane second season, and I agree with it, and I think a lot of it is from the urge of, like, having it seen more, but I think that, like, all the discussions of, like, oh, what if there was a third season? What if there were more episodes? I think that's tired. I think that's such a tired... I would say it's generational trauma and... generational trauma, class oppression, and also the Arcane Hex Stick. Like, the Arcane Hex Stick is, like, the big MacGuffin that, like, motivates everything. And the moment the Arcane Hex Stick is, like, gone, or at least the big Hex core is gone from the universe, then things are gone. I think that, like, trying to, like, figure out how, like, how season 2 would have been better by adding more episodes or another season, I think it's tired. I think the real challenge in these discussions is actually trying to think, okay, what should we do with the confines of season 2? Like, we have 9 episodes, each one of them like 45 minutes. How can we communicate some of the points we want in that time frame? Because this restraint and time limits is one of the things that animation has an advantage. I think, since even the show had its form... Yeah, I think that, I also agree with that. I think it's I think that the Riot were being stupid, and the main reason why they did that, why they changed the models and the canon, was simply because Arcane made a lot of money for, Riot. Arcane made a lot of money for Riot. It's not, like, that's the reason, it's money. It is definitely... Yeah, so that's my ice cold take. That's my hot take about Arcane League of Legends. If you guys are gonna rewrite the show, I want you to instead of, like, trying to, like, add a third season, try to, like, rewrite everything, but, like, in season 2, season 2, 9 episodes. Choose what you want to stay in the show, and choose what you want to let go. And, like, try to shift the things around. And don't touch episode 7 of season 2, because that one is like the justification for me for, like, why the season worked for 2 seasons. I just think that episode was just, like, perfect. And that's fine. A lot of people figured it was just a prequel and he wrote it into the Machine Herald. Yeah, anyways. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'll be back in a few minutes. I just really need to take a piss. But yeah, those are my opinions about Arcane Season 2. Like, if you guys want to change the material, try to be a little more creative with it. Adding a Season 3 is tired. Adding a Season 3 is broke. Okay, chat, we're back. I'm gonna turn off the animation. I actually remembered to do it this time. Last stream I forgot, and it was awkward. I had a bunch of technical mishaps that were all my fault, by the way. Anyways, Victor was done dirty. League Victor was supposed to be older, and that's fine. A lot of people just I think take Arcane's art style and formula, just go to other League issues. Thanks for the hot take. It was worth the articles. Yeah, you're welcome. Is this the Plains game? It is the Ace Attorney game. I like the Bilgewire or Ionia. We don't need a season 3 of Arcane, but make an Arcane-like show about Lux or someone. Yeah. I mean, the next one we're gonna get is probably Noxus. Ace Attorney, yeah. Anyways, let's continue debunking the monster allegations. What? Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that would have not only been possible if the camera in question was attached to the crane. How the heck would she make a mistake like that, huh?
Objection!
Ace Combat SP. How indeed, Miss Nichols?
Yes?
You told us that you think you might need new glasses, didn't you?
Yeah, my eyesight got all the way worse all of a sudden.
And I imagine that when you thought you saw Gordy, it was quite heavily shrouded in darkness. Oh my god. Gamercore, I just got back here. Oh my god. Fine, I'm gonna get myself a cup of tea. I'm gonna get myself a cup of tea. Then we'll get the Ink's Lux ship. Arcade Magical Girl sounds hot. Like, sounds really cool. Anyways, I'm back. I brought my Jasmine, tea. You used your bathroom to replenish the fluids. Very nice. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for my drink to close up. Well, hello back. I'm Bale. Very funny. Very, very valid.
That's right, I only really saw a silhouette.
Wait, hell, you don't know I do know Star Guardians. I played League, I saw the skins, chat. They look super cute.
But you done told us.
Skin is like an enormous swarm, you said. Did you watch the videos and read the visual novel though? No, I am behind on my League of Legend, my Legend skins.
Y'all about to try to tell me your precious crane up and grew skin somehow?
Oh, that's dope. Porter Robinson is such a weeb. I respect that about him. You're entirely correct, of course, about this crane as if it was a particular picture anyway. You're entirely correct, of course, about the crane as it was a particular picture anyway. Hell, do you know about Stargate? Which Stargate? Is there an if... Yeah, sorry, I'm just, Thank you very much for all the cool, do you know Stargate? I know Stargate is a thing. Like, entirely correct, of course, but the crane as it was in this particular picture anyway. But they did have a skin of sort last night. Well, this stream has been derailed by chat, but hasn't owned... Don't feel guilty, that's just like every stream. I knew you were a scoop hater, but this is plumb crazy. You want Dubby and me to starve, is that it? That wasn't my intent at all. But I do think it's time I finally put them both out of their misery. This is just... Stargate RimWorld mod is pretty alright. Ah, I see. Ori's skin is right here in front of us. It wasn't skin at all, it was this.
Take that!
Miss Nichols told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. That never happened in the end, but I think Sean may have covered the crane with rainproof sheeting nonetheless. And that, my intrepid young reporters, is what Miss Nichols mistook for Gordy's skin. There should be more Stargate mods for everything.
What? Aw, heck!
Well, Sean, am I mistaken? Specifically XCOM and XCOM 2. Wow. XCOM 2 is a really cool game that I like watching other people play because it seems really difficult. You see everything, don't you? Gotta say, you're pretty amazing. I remember, like, I watched this, Everything Goes On. It's actually a good song about accepting good Ruthos. Ooh, Submaster animations. Oh, yeah, I see. I see the Pokemon fandom is doing, this... Like, I really like the niche Submaster, micro fandom. The way XCOM works is perfect for Stargate 8. I see. I'm sorry, Miss Hall, but Miss Nichols' monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light. Huh, and just like that, the raining dies again.
Chief!
I mean, we still don't know what happened with the eye.
Huh, I think that may have finally shut them up.
I thought the kid was holding out on us, but it seems like I might have maybe a little bit wrong, maybe? Volo and Submaster are the best things to come out of Legends RTS. Oh wow, I love Volo. I still haven't done the post game for Legends Arceus, but I know it goes places. He's such a guy. All right, we know what this so-called monster was now. Everybody happy?
Everybody except these two.
Agent Lang. The President's autopsy report is out, sir. It is. Let me see it. I mean, I know that, like, I saw, like, apparently, like, the thing I know with Volo is that he has a bunch of, he has a bunch of, like, long hair behind that cap. Death was due to full-body contusions and bone breakages caused by the extreme pressure from above. So we have our cause of death. He was crushed. Just as we thought. Oh, wow. Like, long hair, not oolong hair. You misheard me, Dale. Test results still haven't come back from the yellow substance found in his chest. They did find gunshot residue in his right hand.
Gunshot residue? Guess he was a kid at heart, huh?
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Man, I do like, I like all, you know, my favorite thing about Pokemon Legends is that it's a better love letter to Sinnoh fans than the actual remake. Because if there's something that Sinnoh fans love about their generation, it's the lore. Gunshot residue, K. It's a substance left behind when firearms is shot. And there is also just the fact, like, this was the first generation when we had a woman, a female champion. And she was, like, the fucking coolest. She is still the fucking coolest. Yeah, I see. I'm glad I didn't buy it. It just looked kind of underwhelming. Its presence indicates that the resident may have used a gun.
Really? But we didn't find a gun anywhere, did we?
Indeed not, which makes the residue something of a visual. We'll need to read that report carefully. Well, Agent Lang, that clears one thing up at least. The president didn't die from a fall, which means he wasn't pushed from the roof of the big building. He was crushed by the falling Taurosaurus head, just as we said he thought he was. Yes, I have to accept that now. Fine, you were right.
Amazing! So that doesn't mean just Gavel isn't a suspect anymore either?
Surely it must, but the calls in time of death rule her out. She met with the president night before last. Steven is still my favorite champion though. Cynthia is cool, but not my fave. Steven is pretty cool. I like that in Emerald he just like goes off to do his thing because he was beaten by Wallace, and then Wallace is just there serving. I really liked the edit. I really like a lot of the redesigns were made like in the Cohen remakes. They were all super cool. And like beaten by Wallace, it's called Peggy. Yeah, it is. But the autopsy report puts the time of death at around 11 p.m. last night. And we know that the Taurosaurus head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly. You know, I think that Hoenn will always have a soft spot in my heart. Because Hoenn was the first generation I played. Out in the tundras, I think I played the Hoenn games around like 2007. And like back in the tundras, I think we got the games a little later than than America and the likes. So that's why I only played it then, even though like Ruby and the games were out for like a really long time.
Phew, that's what a relief.
Sorry, it might be a little too soon to celebrate. I remember that like the name, like me and my brother, we played like Pokemon Emerald today, and like figuring out the game together was a lot of fun because there were just some things like we couldn't figure out for a long time, like how to use Rock Smash. And like, sure, I think we can accept that. The falling head must have been what killed the president. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall, or who. I'm also very sentimental about Gen 5, about Unova, because that game got me back into gaming. And Gen 7 was also a lot of fun. We knew it happened last night, so we have to think about who it was there at the time.
Overruled.
And hot take, aside from Legends Arceus, Generation 7 was the first mainline game I played. I remember I played, and like, I wanted to like play Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon, but like, because of the backlash these games gotten, I just skipped the generations. I'm afraid I do. You did it, didn't you? Sean! The kid's hiding something. He was right here last night, right where the body was found. He saw the footprints. Sun and Moon is worth a revisit. Yeah, I remember I tried revisiting it a few years ago and I had fun. I do need to like properly revisit it again. One of my good neutrals is also a really big fan of it. Like a really big fan of it. And yet he wants us to believe he knows nothing about what happened? That's a big ask, surely. I also think that it managed to like solve the nice rival and bitter rival. Yeah, I haven't played the Ultra games. I only played the original ones.
Objection!
We haven't yet established that footprints had anything to do with the matter. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved.
Not so fast!
Maybe not, but his face tells me different. As does the fact he was shaking like a leaf. It does seem like Agent Lang may be onto something, but I think Sean's going to talk. I don't think Sean is going to talk. Fine, keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why is the child a cow? He's not a cow. He's in the costume of his of the film he's doing, which is a kaiju film, or the kaiju is a cow. Why don't we let your tape do the talking? What exactly are you planning, Agent Lang? The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days. You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted. It's not ideal, but if the boy won't talk... We don't have any other way of getting to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, you have access to exactly such a device, do you not? Sure do. A little V. Good. Then that should make this nice and quick.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question?
Is this movie an ad for milk? Hey, let's redeem the child abuser and ruin the whole arc of the... Okay. The whole arc of character, which was about how you don't have to forgive people who hurt you even if they have a tragic backstory. Fuck you, Ultra. Anime and Masters were trying to redeem Lucy for ritual creating trilogies of murders. Like, Ultra, fuck you, Ultra, Anime and Masters for trying to redeem Lucamine and the original game trigger as a murderous child abuser and didn't even give her a happy ending. Yeah, I think... Have you considered Lucamine hot? Lucamine can be a child abuser and a hot person. Have you seen Umineko? Have you seen the moms in Umineko? Have you? She freezes Pokemon. Oh wow. Oh fuck. You know, one of these days I'm probably gonna do a Pokemon Nuzlocke. I fear that Agent Lang might be inclined to believe the worst. Image analysis isn't exactly my specialty, but alright. It's better him than me. Are there any new clues to be discovered somewhere in the image data, I wonder? Okay. Oh, I think we already saw this, didn't we? R for zoom in. Is there supposed to be anything new here? No, it doesn't seem like there is. What about the dark corner over here? Oh my god! He was here this entire time! Oh shit! What the? She fucked a jellyfish?
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let me see. Hmm? Ah!
I would too, Eek. What is it? What's the matter? Show me! Mr. Edgeworth, the court asks you that you share your findings. Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely. There is a person here. It's the president? Oh my! Oh my god, she's hyperventilating. What? You're kidding, right? Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, wouldn't you? This doesn't look good for Sean at all. The presidents of the United States of Japan, no, of Zhengfa, Brazil. Wait! This doesn't prove anything! I didn't know he was there! I don't believe you. And the image does in fact prove something very important. That you and the president were here in the scene of the crime together. Yeah, the president, this is the president of Brazil. Why is the milk sweating? That's a good question. It's because it's exposed to the heat. Admit it, kid. You murdered President Wang. No, that's ridiculous. Why would he? Sean, you didn't. You couldn't have. Can you? I don't know. It's really annoying that she's on the same level as Getsis in the original game, but then everything afterward just try to go. But she has a tragic backstory. Yeah. You know, what gets me the most about Getsis is that he's such a fucking hypocrite. That's fair. I mean, I haven't seen the anime in like forever, but I know the anime is a little more is pretty lighthearted, but like so is the game for like most of the parts. I really don't remember like a lot. Like the thing look, a child could kill the president of the country, then maybe the president of the country deserves to be dead. Like, how do you...
What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to push back against footage like that.
Surely even you can't deny this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh. He claimed he knew nothing about what happened. The defense security team was also trying to kill him. Yeah, he really fucked up as a president, huh? He claimed he knew nothing about what happened. But the president is right there with him. Sean, what are you not telling us? We have to know. That's a very spicy take, Dale. Yeah, and you didn't even have to pay icicles for it. He's right, Sean. Be honest now. It's the only way. The truth is, it was all my fault. Sean! What did you do? What did you do? It was my fault that Torosaurus head fell off the trailer. Oh my goodness, we're getting closer to truth. I went into the roof of the trailer to prep the kit I was using, and I turned on the heater while I was there. I must have left it burning while I came back down to run my lines. And my mom called, and I left the set to go talk to her. It's cute how he refers to her as his mom. When I came back after the call, the Torosaurus head must have fallen from the roof, and the president was just there, lying next to it. Oh, fuck. No! My favorite evil Pokemon is Cyrus. He wants to destroy the universe because he's tired and a bored man in his late 20s that looks like he's in his 60s. Is Cyrus 60? Is Cyrus 27? 20-something? We did find evidence of a fire having broken up on the roof. Funny.
It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself.
They do say evil people age faster than age faster.
So we were saying the president died because of Sean?
Crazy. If you did, that would make this whole thing just an accident. What did you do? What did you do with the head after you found it on the ground?
I took it apart, carried the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together again.
Not so fast!
Could be. You were saying that you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from? In other words, you try to cover your own tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid.
It's not like I did any of this on purpose. I really did just forget to turn the heater off.
Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed and the head. Piers might be younger. Who is Pierce? I'm gonna look it up. Pierce? Oh, wait. Pierce is from Team Yell. He's from Generation 8. No, like, I knew his design. I did not know he was, I knew he was a G member. I didn't know he was a member of Team Yell. I think one of my favorite things about, like, from Generation 7 and outwards, I really like how the evil teams, like, they're less evil organizations and more just a bunch of hooligans. I think, like, we did have, like, at least 3 games in a row where, like, the evil team was, was just a sub-villain and not the true villain. So I actually want to have, like, a mainline Pokemon game again where, like, the evil team is, like, an evil team. But, like, they did, like, evil team is evil team for, like, 5 generations, and it worked with Skull. I like Piers and Marine, but I don't really care for Yell, and no one cares about Star, lol. I haven't, seen, Team Star or Team Yell, but I love Team Skull. Team Skull was also just really fucking funny. They really were just a bunch of hooligans, and they were just there for the sake of nonsense. Team Skull are just really fun. That's the main thing. And, like, back when, and after 4 generations of, Skull being all the trainers he beat up on the routes that gave up on their dream is cool. Oh my god, I never realized that. That's so neat. Gizmo's backstory is just pretty dark. Maybe I should revisit, revisit Pokemon Sun and Moon, because this is probably something that went over my head. Yes, when the head fire burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed and the head would have fallen down the ground below. You're right, the fire caused the head to fall. I have not played Sun Moon. I will say that, like, yeah, I will. I don't know if I'm gonna... I mean, on one hand, I can emulate it, but I also have a physical copy. But I don't know how to emulate from my 3DS, and it might be a bit of a story because it's a bit old. But I might just emulate and play it for you guys sometime. That could be a fun... maybe the Saturdays are like throwback Saturdays where I play games that I played in the past. Yeah, but I really liked it. The starter. I also love all the starters. I love Litten. I love Rowlet. I love Poplio. It's also such a good set of starter Pokemon. Indeed, and I also happen to have the idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thin by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them.
Knuckle back!
And you swear it was an accident? Seems a little convenient. What was the president even doing here in the first place? If I had a coin for every time a big baddie Pokemon game is a corporation, I have 2 coins, which ain't much, but it's curious the private corporation makes those games. I was willing to do that twice. I think that, like, one of the... Okay, I know we're playing the game right now, but I have one thing to add about, like, the Pokemon discussion. Also, I think the Pokemon team, like, that was in Legends Arceus worked pretty well for what they were. Mostly because they also just used ancestors of, like, existing Team Galactic members, which was a super nice touch. I really like the ancestor. Fuck Rose, he sucks, he's so stupid. Also, dude, get your weird BDSM sex pet wife out of here. I did not. Oh my goodness. I actually never played Sword and Shield, so I'll take your word for it. So one of the things I said, I feel like the reason why Pokemon has been really shying away from, like, the evil corporations, like being the main team and not, like, the super secret team, because they still have, like, the evil corporation be a team, like, be a factor, like in Pokemon Sun and Moon or Sword and Shield. I think the reason why oh my god, I think the reason why, like, they decided to diversify their palette was Olivia was a weird character to include in this kid's game. I see. I have not again, I haven't played it. I think the reason why, like, they kind of stopped with like, doing the evil team be an evil, like, the main evil team be, like, the CEOs is because Team Flare fucking sucked is why. Team Flare was just really bland. But they also had, like, they also needed to, like, build off from Team Plasma, and Team Plasma was pretty good. How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear. Team Flare. Yeah, Team Flare is forgettable. So, like, it was a smart decision to, like, have 2 villains, and one of them is Team Skull. And Team Skull is more of a rival team. How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear. I still don't believe you. Why would President Wang to come to a place like this in the middle of the night? I mean, it is pretty true, but they were pretty boring. Word I probably can't say because I don't know if I can say that. Also, one of their admins being Elite Four is cool. They... Really? Is it true? I forgot. Yeah, no, I remember she was real, like, she was one of the cool things, but yeah. Yeah, but, like, Pokemon Team Flare just wasn't as interesting as the rest of them. Again, it has been years since I played Pokemon X and Y, and X and Y just had... X and Y had a lot of problems. But I am still, like, gonna play Pokemon ZA because, well, I liked Legends Arceus. Hopefully, it'll be less buggy than Pokemon Scarlet Violet. His reasons for coming here is something of a mystery, it's true. I didn't think... Oh, dude, you should finish Pokemon Black and White. The ending is a banger. We met Jojo Vet up on the roof 2 nights ago, but he was also here in the movie set last night. Did he come to meet Sean? Check DMs? Okay. Listen, we're supposed to be playing Ace Attorney, and I love chatting with you guys, but I think I want to... I'm gonna check DMs, and then we're gonna continue. Okay, there's a bunch of... Oh! Oh! Oh, wow! Oh, wow! Oh, wow. You were not kidding about the BDSM. I mean, chatting is more fun, but I'm also here to play a game. I think we'll need to go over the boys' statement very carefully indeed. Oleana is weird as shit. I mean, listen. I mean, if you're a kid, it's really hard to, like... If you're a kid... It's, like, you don't really know if it's a harness there, but, like, if you're an adult, you can pretty much go there. BDSM where, hello? Look at images of Oleana, Pokemon, and come back later, Sundance and Kitty. I'm not putting it on stream. What mistake did you make? Listen, like, you guys are, like, first of all, you're saying a word that I'm not sure I can say on Twitch, because Twitch do be assholes. And, I googled Rosa no- Oh no! Oh my god. Man, the Pokemon fandom can be so fucking horny, like out of all places. I remember when Sonya came out, and then like someone said people have made NSFW fan art of her like in the first 10 minutes when she came out. Pokemon fans are really fucking quick when it comes to like making horny fan art of the characters there. It's funny. Anyways, I'm gonna look at the statements and then go from there. You really did play yourself.
Must have been quite a shock coming back and seeing a dead body just lying there, huh? And
Sonya was like the redhead Poke scientist assistant, right? Yeah, and she was like more... Sonya was the more prominent professor character, more than the one in Sword Shield. I don't even remember what she looks like. I see what you mean about the character model. She was cute. I haven't played Sword Shield, but she looked like a cutie. My favorite professors, I mean, if I have to pick like 3, I like Professor Kukui, I like Professor Juniper, and I like Professor Sycamore. Professor Sycamore is so fucking handsome. Yes, I'm sure it must have been really very upsetting.
But it does sound like it was an accident, right?
Yes, at least it does the way Sean tells it. I know Mercy really likes the champion being the professor. Yeah, that was nice. And you know, I love Professor Kukui. He's such a... Sycamore, yeah, Sycamore fucked your mom. I also really love how Professor Kukui is such a wife guy. We also know his wife, and they're so cute together. I'd like to know a little more about exactly how things look for him. Wait, what did he say? I guess we need to press some statements. Professor LeBron and Professor Birch are also pretty cool.
Hold it!
I mean, I like Professor Birch because he was my first, Professor Birch was my first professor. Again, Rowan's just cold and serious, and Rowan wears floppies. Yeah. Professor Allen is also pretty, yeah, Birch wears floppies. He's such a dude. And Professor Allen is also kind of cute. He's kind of dorky. It was the middle of the night, and the set was well deserted. The second was Birch. Yeah. Why did you need to leave in order to talk to your mother?
I forgot what I was supposed to talk to her. I got confused, I guess.
They can. I'm one of the 12 people who played Dream Radar and knew who Professor Burnett was before Summer Moon. Oh, really? Oh my god! So she was actually a Oh, that's so nice. I thought if I didn't leave, she'd find out what... I was out of the hotel the night of my own. That doesn't make sense. You know that, don't you? Fine. Look, the camera was rolling and the mics were all live, okay? I didn't want our conversation on tape where anybody could hear it. It wasn't there, so being recorded speaking to the phone to his mother. So I did your rehearsal and ran off set as quickly as I could. Yeah, and they brought her husband too. So it's not that Professor Burnett is so it's not that Professor Kukui is it's not Professor Burnett is Professor Kukui's wife. It's that Professor Kukui is Professor Burnett's hamster. Husband, not hamster. You pretended to know your mother that you were back at the hotel during your call, correct? It isn't insane to me that you can focus on both chat and the game at the same time. I really cannot! I genuinely cannot, but like the Pokemon chat is really cool. Yeah, accident. You pretended that your mother, you were at the back of the hotel during the call, correct? Hale is a freak. I'm not a freak! Stop it with the freak allegations! I'm not a freak! Enough! I will not stand for it! I'm gonna ban the word from chat. I'm gonna ban the word. Just try me. I'm not a hamster freak! Fuck off! How come you can tell that you were coming on back of the set of practicing your lines? Because she'd have phoned the hotel and asked them to send a car to get me or something.
Overruled.
Of course I would have. A child your age shouldn't be out on his own late at night. Anything could happen to you. Children really can't seem to see things from their parents' perspective, can't they? Yeah, you should. Keep the humble lad Sundance and Kitty stroke for ego. Pizza is good. Alright, Sean, can you tell us what happened when you came back after speaking to your mother? Huh? Oh, sure. I came back and...
Hold it!
Sana Dancing Kitty is one of the people in chat, Mark. Were there any signs that it was about to fall before you left? I don't remember. I was concentrating on my lines. The fire had broken out in the floor because the heater you forgot to turn off. Did you really hear nothing the entire time? No, I had my headphones on. Why? I was playing the soundtrack to the movie to help me concentrate, and I was playing it loud. So yeah, I definitely didn't see anything, hear anything. Except for the sound of your phone ringing when Judge Gavel called you. Not gonna lie, you don't read y'all's names. I see. You know that the cell phones vibrate these days, right? Anyway. The present was just there, lying next to it.
Hold it!
You notice anything unusual about the body? I don't know. It was dark. You suddenly seemed even more recipient than usual. He's really gorilla gripping the milk. Yeah. I don't think he wants to go back over that memory more than he has to, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure he doesn't, but it is really... Is that really all that is? They push him a little more on this. Yeah, just a nudge. It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless. That's... He's hiding something. I better find out what. Most people would cry out for help if they saw somebody lying on the ground. And yet, you didn't. Yeah, because... What was the point? He was dead! So you said. What I'm interested is how you were able to be so sure. Why were you certain that he was dead? Hold it. He was lying on the ground and had huge head was right next to him. Didn't take much to figure out what must have happened.
Objection!
You couldn't have guessed that it was the impact that would have killed him. How did you really know? I'll tell you how, because you checked. Fine, I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went up to the body and I looked and he wasn't breathing. So I was right. But why try to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Honestly, names are overrated. I'm good with calling everyone else dude. Yeah, Edward destroyed a child. He's not, like, compared to Lang accusing him of murder, what Edward's doing is pretty tame. Could you tell me about how the body looked at the point? I couldn't tell if he was dead at first. There was no blood or anything, so it was hard to be sure. Nothing in his clothes either. It was completely clean. But yeah, he wasn't breathing. So that's how I knew he was dead. Yeah, just use my name. Yeah. Is there this? No, we already did the psychic chess segments. We did the last one last stream with Eustace.
I didn't know he was dead at first. There was no blood and nothing on his clothes either.
Oop, contradiction.
Objection!
Nothing on his clothes. Nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that?
I dislike both pronouns and people using my name. There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten.
What are you talking about? There isn't. That's not true.
You don't perceive me. Guess I can go fuck myself then, lol.
Unluckily for you, we remember it rather well.
I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. You've studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. An absence I find suspicious, to say the least.
Oh, that's...
I hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation. Yeah, he is full of milk.
Overruled.
Judge Gravel.
Allow me to explain.
But...
The yellow residue in the president's chest. I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion lilies, to be precise.
Lion lilies?
2 nights ago when I met the president on the roof of the big building, I presented him with a bouquet. They were a type of lily with large yellow petals.
Milk sweet. This chat has been more chill than metaphors, lol. Milk sweet. Did I miss last metaphor? I don't remember last, so...
I imagine the substance on the President Wang's chest was pollen from those flowers. Huh? But... they're not there in the printout from the security camera. Only because the president is in the way.
But why give him flowers?
That is not something I'm at liberty to divulge.
Knuckle back!
What? More secrets? Are you serious? First, you wouldn't tell us why you met with him, and now you can't even tell us about the flowers.
My sincere apologies. But all I can tell you is that I gave him the bouquet.
Objection!
A bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered. How do you explain that?
I cannot.
Ha! Seriously, Your Honor? Some things you won't explain and the rest you can't. Come on, you've got to give us something, I hear. You wouldn't let this fly in the courtroom. What makes you think we'll accept it? Hey, you leave her alone.
Sean!
I threw the flowers away, okay? You did. They were there when he first found the body. Yeah, they were right there on his chest. And they were squashed completely flat.
Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? They would have gotten crushed along with the president.
And the pollen would have been smeared across his jacket front. That does explain things rather neatly. But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it?
No reason.
He's almost as evasive as his mother.
More secrets? You're quite a pair.
Overruled.
There is no secret. I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet.
Huh?
You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you?
Oh, I get it. When you saw the flowers on the president's body, you remembered seeing your mom with them.
And felt the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion.
No, you've got it all wrong.
That's his least convincing lie yet. Everything is mixed and mashed together in your brain. I often decorate our home with lion lilies.
I imagine that's what you remember.
Knuckle back!
So the flowers his mother was carrying showed up on the president's body. And because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse? Well, that ties everything up nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my tastes. I remember the worm full of mimics trying to flying on the sword looking for a child. Also remember a shitty inn where the restaurant really fishier food. Also a hot bathtub. You remember some things, I'm impressed.
Why? What's wrong with nice?
I guess you forgot, huh? The kid also told us he was responsible for the head falling in the first place.
Yeah, he did, but...
So he's still our only suspect.
Objection!
The finger of suspicion still seems to be pointing firmly at Sean's direction. However... Wait! I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy. What? Who? The person who was holding Sean captive until only a short while ago. That's right! We have to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor. Refrigeration unit and depot. Yeah! Luckily, it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen into a popsicle otherwise. He was doing his best to call out for help, which is how we found him. Yeah, it was Metaphor Tuesday. It's probably gonna be Metaphor Tuesday this week because I don't have a session, but I do have a family event. So yeah, I won't have much of an access to it.
The sedatives have worn off by then, so he was wide awake and plenty loud.
Sedatives. Isn't it what you were given too?
Yup, we found a bottle on the floor of the unit. So it was the same brand. 3Z's, apparently it's super strong.
Well, Agent Lang, surely that suggests that Sean is a victim, not a suspect. Somebody else was responsible, and I think they've been behind all
Not
this.
so fast!
Oh no, she saw... I didn't see the mom fucking... Oh yeah, and this secret mastermind of yours was here last night too? Yeah, sorry. Huh, it's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Sadly, we don't have anything to tie our mysterious kidnapper with the murder of the president. So is there anybody else? Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder? Of course. So I was right. The kid is still our only suspect.
Objection!
Not quite. I can think of another. What? Somebody we just recently proved was right here when the movie set last night. Chairman Winner. You think he killed President Wang? Why not? We've proven he was present. And if he was there, he was viable as a suspect as anybody else, would you say? Winner? Could he really have? It's certainly another possibility to consider. 12 years ago, he was. That number again. Look, a lot happened, okay? That was all. 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends, my family being the ones who kept him safe.
Ling. Ling, like the Ling from 12 years ago.
Yup, good to see that you're finally about to pay your crimes. Even if it did take a while to get what was coming to you. Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? It's nothing to do with you. I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case.
Not so fast!
Ha! And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead. Show me some proof that what happened 12 years ago still has anything to do with this. Proof. If you can't prove it, this conversation's over. Does any of the evidence we collected show a link between recent event and those of 12 years ago? Well, it's the letter.
Take that!
This letter was sent to Rosie Ringo, the victim of the murder that happened the night before last. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting revenge for what happened 12 years ago. What? But... And that's not all. Take a look at this. It's a report from about Broken Night, written in Warren Lagarde. It was addressed to Chairman Winner. The last part in particular should be of interest to you. Retrieve the package we laid out to rest 12 years ago, in front of the planter. Something strange is going on, Agent Lang. Miss Ringer was murdered the night before last, and President Wang is not long afterward. There's a connection between the two murders. There has to be. And I believe we can trace a connection to events 12 years in the past. Am I wrong? These are old wounds are opening up here. Insults to my family name. Please, Agent Lang, we need to know. Who on earth was that? Shifu! Oh my god, it's his men. Huh? What are you doing here?
We came to find you, sir. We heard that you were looking into the incident from 12 years ago.
Idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your duties right now.
We can't do that, sir.
What?
You're disobeying a direct order? Please, sir, I'm begging you.
We all are.
Have to reopen the investigation into the SS-5 incident. We know you can't let it go until we figure out what happened, and we can't either.
Well, Agent Lang, it seems your former underlings want the events of the past explained too. You think it's that easy? That you could solve the case just like that? I think we can. Together. Huh. Well, alright then. Offer accepted. Yes! Shifu! 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 Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this point absolutely shows it. Like, look at the amount of, like, composure this guy has once he has his boys back. He's such a boys man.
Nice! Then I guess it's my turn to step up.
I'm sorry, Kay?
You're looking into a case from the past, right? I just happen to have something that'll help with that.
Ah, you mean Mr. Thief?
Sure do. If you can give me the details of the incident, I can rustle up a little simulation for you.
Sadly, we don't have the files related to the case.
Huh? How come?
Access to these files is restricted. They're top secret. Really, why? Beats me. Somebody must have something to hide. Even I've never seen them. Everything I know I read in newspaper articles from the time. That's fine. Just tell us what you can. All right. The SS-5 incident happened on a winter's day 12 years ago. February 10th to be precise. Hale, do you think the Heisho bunnies wear some high-tech wraps on their feet so they can adapt back with their legs, transform to bunny legs? Wait. There are Heisho bunnies? Maybe they do. I don't know. Your police received the call directly from the kidnapper. I've got the president of Zhengfa. So he was kidnapped. Keisho Pack of Bunnies? I'm gonna look it up. I forgot that that's a faction. Oh, the only thing we know about this particular thing is that they transform part of their... Oh, I see. Oh, the Mao Ban... Oh, I know that, like, there's the... I absolutely forgot about that, to be honest. Like, that went over my head. Like, Mao branch mean, like, is cats. They basically changed their form to cats, right? Unless I'm incorrect. The kidnapper wanted 100... Yeah, they have bunny tails. Oh, they have bunny tails? Holy shit. I never noticed that. I literally never saw that. Literally never. Sorry for taking the... Oh, yeah, I see it! They wear cloth wraps on their bamboo heads that flop down like bunny ears. Listen, it's it's really subtle. I did not pick up on the rabbit motif, but I see it with Ryoshu and Otis.
100 million? How much money is even that?
Well, then you can imagine, it seems. The last person to see the president that night was my father. He was it is a really good bunny design because it's subtle. It's kind of like how Mio is a really good rabbit girl design too, because like it's really subtle with her. Like aside from the mask, of course, but like you also look at her hair and it's also bunny ear coated. And nobody knows what happened with the president after that until he was kidnapped. Our government did everything they could to scrape together the money. They were desperate to save him. And in the end, they succeeded. The money was handed over and the president came home safely. Chat, do you guys think that, do you guys think they ran a Kickstarter? Like, in order to save him? Because if they did, that would have been funny. Yeah, I see the bunny tails.
So President Wang was head honcho even back then? Wow, go Mr. President! That's not very ethical, by the way.
Presidents, ideally, should not be head honchos for more than 8 years. The length of time he stayed in power isn't even close to the most impressive thing about him. Agent Klang was clearly very fond of President Wang. I assume the kidnapping was thoroughly investigated? It was, but the present investigation was top secret, as was the trial. The trial? So the suspect was arrested? Yeah, none other than their friend, Fifi Lagarde. What? Is that why you visited the prison? It is. I was put on what you might call extended leave from Interpol. So I thought that I'd use the time to look into what happened 12 years back. And I wanted to see who I was dealing with.
She was found not guilty then, wasn't she?
Yeah. My father was in charge of the president's security at the time. But they held him responsible for kidnapping and stripped him of his duties as presidential bodyguard. He stayed on the force, though, and he worked in the case alone until eventually he found a suspect. Yeah, good luck with the pizza. Lagarde? Lagarde. And if he thought she did it, there's no way she was innocent. I mean, she murdered someone. It never comes out that Lang and Friendly are co-workers now. Yeah, a bit. But they declared her not guilty, and the case went cold. My father couldn't take it. He was broken, mentally and physically. Finally, he quit the force altogether.
So he had solid grounds to suspect Warden Lagarde. He must have had evidence. He wouldn't have changed or otherwise. But I've never been able to see the materials from the case. I'm sorry, but that's all I know.
What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? This is useful information, but I don't think it's enough for a little thief to recreate the scene.
Is there really nothing we can do? And there's another hold it. You look like you could use a hand. Who's this now? It's Franziska! It's our girl! Franziska!
And Mr. Fender!
We finally wrapped things up over at the courthouse, so we thought we'd see what you kids are up to. Here. What's this? It says this is incident investigation report. SS-5. When Fifi Lagarde mentioned an incident from 12 years ago earlier, I couldn't help but wonder. So I decided to look into it, and this was what Interpol provided. Nice work, Franziska. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. You still suck and you're out and you are written out of my will. You're no longer a prosecutor. I didn't do this for you. I did it so a colleague we couldn't solve his father's final case. Yeah, here you go. They do mention they're co-workers now. I owe you this. But everything related to SS-5 incident was supposed to be top secret. Yes, but that classification was applied by the prosecutor in charge to this case, Excelsior Sweeney. He was the prosecutor in charge. Him again. Don't worry. Due to the outcome of this morning's case, he's been stripped of his authority. An outcome that was in no small part thanks to the effort of his own son. Eustace. So in defeating his father, he made the old case file available to us. Sounds like we owe him. Prosecutor Eustace Wiener is busy wrapping things up after the conclusion of the Lagarde trial. But he asked me to give you a message. Leave Dad Lagarde to me. You focus on your case over there. Huh. He's even starting to sound like a prosecutor. Indeed he is.
Alright! Now we have the case file, I can recreate the scene no problem.
Excellent. Let's get started. Huh. According to the file, the incident occurred exactly where the plaza is now.
Then what are we waiting for? With me, everybody!
And now everyone else is just gone. No, it's everyone else, regardless. Wow. A lot of people here. Your internet died, RIP. Oh, that sucks. Hated when that happens. Alright, Kay, if you could set Mr. Thief in motion.
Sure! Looks like there's more than enough here to work with. Where do you want to start?
Good question. Let's see. It seems that there was an eyewitness. A freelance journalist by the name of Al fell down. Al fell down. No! That's so mean! That's such a mean name they gave him. It's basically, I fell down. No! Let's see, in comparison to how they... I want to see how they called him in how they called Al fell down in the localization, in the fan translation. He was called Jack Cameron. So Al fell down. And oh, it's not I fell down, it's All Fall Down, which is another nickname. It's oh, so All Fall Down like the nursery rhyme. I see. But apparently, he was killed by the culprit for witnessing the kidnapping. So this is where he saw it happen, huh?
Here? As in the big building?
No, construction of the big building was only begun a year ago. Before that, he had seen a piece of abandoned property. Before that... Huh, now we're getting to the stuff I know. 12 years ago, this place would have been... the Happy Family Home. Oh! Like for retired people? No, it was a place for children without parents. An orphanage, in other words. The president was kidnapped from an orphanage. Yeah, and the place was run by Fifi Lagarde. Oh, she owned an orphanage. Yeah, interesting. She called it her happy little home. I mean, this explains why she also had the orphanage meaning. Like, why she had like the happy little home thing through her prison.
As the proprietor of the institution, I suppose it's understandable that you came under suspicion.
Orphanage to prison pipeline, yeah, for real, for real. President Wang, Excelsius winner, and Walter Lagarde. Surely the SS-5 incident must be related to a current case. Okay, could you enter the data relating to the murder of Mr. Alldown? It seems sensible to assume that he was killed by whoever kidnapped the president. Gavella is the only mother in the group. Yeah, pretty much.
So if we solve this murder, we solve the kidnapping. Nice!
Alright, we're counting on you. You know which other video game has a 12-year gap between murders? Umineko. I'm not gonna specify how and when because spoilers. Yay, internet is back.
What the heck is this?
When did I grow to become so blasé towards people's reactions to Mr. Thief? What we're seeing here is the front yard of the orphanage as it was 12 years ago. At least as far as the police reports describe it.
Yeah, this is how it looked when they started investigating at 7 a.m. in the morning after the murder.
It seems it had been snowing. Yeah, the footprints wound up being pretty important evidence. Meaning that none of the relevant footprints would have been obscured by the new snow. I think we need to pay these footprints some special attention. Let's begin the investigation. Oh fuck, it's a brick. Let's begin. Rolf Alldown, the man witnessed by the president's kidnapping. But what exactly did he see?
I was as part of the creation of one of the crime scene photos.
It seems he suffered a blow to the back of his head.
Yeah, from a brick right there. They figured it must have been taken from here in the yard.
It looks like the blood flowed from the head wound and spread over to the surrounding area.
Here, a gift for you. This is Mr. Alldown's autopsy report.
Okay, must scour the scene and anything catches our attention. Oh, it's a phone. This cell phone must have belonged to the victim.
You're right. Yeah, it says here in the file, Mr. Alldown made a call while he was watching the kidnapping.
Call to who? His girlfriend. Looks like seems he called her when he saw the president was there. But she didn't pick up, so he left a message.
That's in here too, if you want to hear it.
Please. Please. Hey, Rosie. It's me. I guess you're asleep already. Anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird is going on. President Wang is here for some reason, and there's another... Damn it! The light's out! So I can't quite see, but... It looked like he was being kidnapped? Anyway, it's probably nothing, but I thought you should let you... And then we hear the break. Oh, fuck. That's dark. What were those sounds at the end? He must have been attacked while he was still on the phone. Agent Lang, can I ask you something? Mr. Roldan's girlfriend, what was her name? Ringer. Rosie Ringer. At least, that's what I heard. Oh no, my bra snapped again! Just as I thought. Wait, you mean... The revenge for what happened 12 years ago. All Mr. Ringer was left with were memories of personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Wiener, she made an appearance in the auction. Really embraced the... Yeah, sure, why not? Credit to Luca, I guess. It's... People do love lowbrow humor.
So she really was out for revenge on Chairman Winner, wasn't she?
Perhaps it was for his suppression of the kidnapping. Or perhaps it was because she thought he was one of the kidnappers. Okay, let's investigate the body. Al Fall-Down, freelance journalist, killed after witnessing a kidnapping of President Wang.
Even in the recreation, it's pretty gruesome, huh?
Yeah, we can actually, I mean... It's even worse than the actual sick crime scene photos. There's a lot of blood. Seems mostly to have come from the back of his head. As you can see, the area is completely caked.
Yeah, the autopsy report says that's where he was hit in the brick.
The brick, indeed. I imagine his attacker must have snuck up on him from behind. Looks like he was clutching something in his right hand.
Oh yeah, they mentioned in the file somewhere. Let's see. According to this, it was a button.
A button? Torn off from the attacker's clothing, perhaps. Interesting. How about the camera? So the victim was carrying a camera.
Oh yeah! According to the file, they recovered a picture. Yeah. Here we are.
That's...
It's the president, right?
And somebody's pointing a gun at him. This must be what Mr. Olddown witnessed.
So the person in the trench coat is the kidnapper?
Yes, I imagine they were trying to conceal their identity. But if Agent Lang's father theory was correct, the person wearing that trench coat is Warden Lagarde.
How come they only found the one picture?
He probably wasn't able to take any more before he was attacked. This was the brick used in the murder.
There's stuff made of bricks around the yard here. They probably took it from somewhere nearby, huh?
Okay. Seems like we can't investigate the footprints just yet, I guess, but yeah. Anyways, it seems like we got everything. Oh, and this also.
Somebody's dropped a yellow flower here. I think this one symbolizes, the desire to steal treasures.
Okay, you can't just make these things up. What we can say, it looks to be different from all the flowers in the planter.
Huh? So what's it doing here?
What indeed? We should examine the planters too.
Must be right. Somebody must have stolen it. It's stolen treasure.
Okay.
I think this one would actually symbolize the growing anger of a foreign prosecutor.
Heh. Funny. Okay, is being a goof. Let's investigate the footprints. These footprints go towards the body and come back.
According to the case file, they're thought to be the killers. They're about a size 9, pretty average in other words. It seems the police weren't able to track down who the murderer was from them, though.
You know, one of my favorite minigames in the entire series, the shoe analysis from Turnabout Corner and Apollo Justice, because like you see the different shoe types that the witnesses have, and like you see that Gavin has his own branded shoes, which is so cute. These footprints stole by the body.
I guess that means they belong to Mr. Alldown, alright, right? His feet were perfectly big. What's that about a size 12? According to File, they were the same size as his shoes. It's a match.
Okay, what else? Oh, I guess we need to talk to her. Can I help you, Mr. Edgeworth? I cannot thank you enough for returning Sean safely to me. I can hardly bear to imagine how I would have felt if he had not come home.
Hey, old guy, can't you see you're upsetting her? I really like how they're really defensive for each other. It's so cute. That was not my intention at all.
Look at our little knight in shining armor, defending his mom's honor.
Shut up! I wouldn't have it if you didn't keep...
That's enough, Sean. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll allow me. I would still like to apologize again. I failed in my duty as a servant of justice. I will not only ask you to forgive me, I only ask that you understand that I... Judge Gravel, I don't presume you know the goddess of justice as well as you do. But she was a mother, was she not? Of other gods and goddesses? She was. Their judgment requires personal circumstances to be taken into account. I'm sure she will understand. Perhaps you will know this goddess is more merciful than you give her credit for. Do we know who the goddess of justice that, I want to look up if we know who Verity Gavel, worshipped. Like, do we know? Because it can have... Who is the goddess that she worships? We genuinely do not know. What does Reddit say? Themis is the pro... Yeah, okay, I'm guessing it is Themis. Does Themis have children? I'm gonna check. Themis. She's one of the 12... Oh, she is, one of the members of the Titans, so yes. Let's see, yeah, she had a Moirai and Horai. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. She was also the second wife of Zeus, so Hera must have hated her. What are they even talking about?
Don't worry, Sean. I don't have a clue either.
Oh, I love Kay. I'm gonna miss her. So things are finally settling down after one Lagarde's trial. It would seem so. Sentencing is still to come, but the guilty verdict should stand. And do not worry, Excelsior Swindle's connection to the case will be thoroughly investigated. Have faith, Mr. Edgeworth. Eustace is a changed man. Indeed. He simply has some growing to do, but then don't we all, Kay included?
Huh? Kind of feel for him now. I said some pretty mean things, but I'll make it up to him next time when I get the chance.
Sucks Kay was taken out back and put down with a 12 gauge after this game. Yeah. Capcom, bring her back! And I'm sure that chance will come, but for now... Like, it's really annoying. Like, this is the same team, like, the same team that developed Investigation, or like a lot of the people ended up developing Dual Destinies after, and they just do not bring back any of the Investigations cast. And it sucks. What do you want? Sean, I wonder if you could tell us a little more about the circumstances surrounding your kidnapping.
They took you when you went to the garbage disposal area, right? But what were you doing there?
It's alright, you don't have to talk for him. You can just ask for yourself.
Hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? I think he's starting to warm to you. I went to the garbage disposal to throw away the flowers that were on the body. It wasn't fun. I figured they'd be less likely to find it there if I threw them in a garbage can.
Who do you think is gonna do the they ask for no pickles meme? Is it gonna be Verity for Sean or Sean for Verity? I think it's Verity for Sean. And who do you think will do the pickles meme with Trucy or Phoenix? Is it Phoenix for Trucy or Trucy for Phoenix? Probably Trucy for Phoenix. So you have to come back today and try again.
Yeah, but when I was there, somebody came up behind me and put something over my face. Oh yeah, snoozing is easy with 3 C's.
The fact that she was drugged with it too doesn't seem to bother it. I guess it's a catchy name. I think that's her cope, Edgeworth.
Whoever it was pretty strong, but I never saw their face.
I see. Thank you. That's very helpful. What can you tell us about the time between when you were kidnapped and when we were found?
Not a whole lot, I'll bet. Snoozing is pretty...
Yeah. I remember waking up with feeling cold.
It was somewhere big and empty and dark.
There were cardboard boxes with some other language written on them. I figured it must be a storeroom.
But it was actually a giant refrigerator. Businesses used them to keep stuff chilled.
And that's where Kay and Detective Gumshoe found him. They really saved the day there.
Guess the cooler must have been on until just before I was brought here. Like I said, it was pretty cold. Anyway, they didn't take my phone for some reason. So I used that to call for help.
I see. Well, we're all very glad that you found your way back to us safely.
Say it like you mean it, why don't you?
Oh, he's not the most gracious child they've met.
Reminds me of a certain somebody else.
Okay, we didn't get much of them aside from like discussions. Anything else we should investigate? Maybe... Oh, this! A snowman. This looks like a snowman, but it's mostly melted.
Well, it's no wonder he's all slushy. He's wearing a hat and a scarf. He must have been roasty toasty.
Slams gavel. Excuse me, he said. He asked for no pickles. Oh, that's Gavel.
Excuse me. He said he asked for no pickles.
I will not stand for the disrespect in my court. In the name of the rules of law, you might many return for this transgression, or I will hold you in contempt. I'll make the second one for free.
Your request is sustained. And look at his cute little button eye just lying there.
He probably would have frozen back again at dawn, you know? That's when it usually is coldest.
I don't think it would have helped much, Mr. Edgeworth.
Judge Mom's sound fun. Yeah.
If a melted snowman froze again, it wouldn't
Turn back into a snowman. I think that between Kay and Edgeworth, Kay would be the one who asks for pickles for that. Yeah, she is pretty cool.
It would turn into an Iceman.
What? Is that what I bet you want? Is that what you wanted me to say, isn't it? Well, too bad. How dare you, Scruffy! Don't you dare tell anybody! I'll just deny it anyway! Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta help me out here, sir! What's the matter, Detective? It's all about the SS-5 incident. What else? I know Chairman Winter isn't in charge anymore and all, but a top secret file being available to us so quickly after his removal, something seemed off. So it got me thinking. I put on a call and they told me that, well, Miss Von Karma went to some pretty extreme lengths to get that file released. Edgeworth would be like, it's fine, Kay, I can pay them off and you're making a scene. Friendly would also be the same, defending Edgeworth. Excuse me! My little brother asks for no pickings. Curse you, Skypey! I deny everything! Yeah. Sounds like you went to a lot for trouble for our sake, Francisca. Don't worry, your efforts will be for nothing. I'll solve this case, you'll see. Okay. Let's see what he has to say. 3 planters, covered with snow. Is anything the matter, Agent Lang? Edgeworth and his 2 mean girl adoptive sisters. Real. Yeah, something's not right. I wasn't able to look at the case file until now. Indeed, you have Chairman Winter to thank for that, it seems. Yeah, but what's weird is, I've seen this scene somewhere before. What? But where? I keep thinking I got it, but then it's gone. He appears to be lost in his efforts to remember. Perhaps I should leave him alone for now. No, we're gonna talk with him. President Wang changed after the SS-5 incident. I guess he felt his trust has been betrayed. I can understand that. To cut ties with the family completely, after how close we've been for all those years. He even invited us to his family barbecues. My father was desperate to make amends. To get just one chance to say sorry. But no matter how many times he tried to get an audience with the president, he couldn't. He wouldn't even convince them to take a letter to him. One time he came home covered in bruises. Who knows from where? A bodyguard, maybe? Huh. Sorry. There's no point of making use of old stories like that. That won't change anything anyway. I'll be the judge of that. Huh. As warm and fuzzy as ever, I see. Not that I expected any different. Oh, wait, that's a link misclicked. That case ruined my father. And my family, too. The people who failed to keep the president safe. That's all we were after that. He threw himself heart and soul into that investigation. He became obsessed, in other words. Hardly the best state of mind in which to undertake an inquiry. Wow, you really don't pull your punches, huh? Look, just don't go thinking I'm only doing this because of my dad, okay? That investigation was solid, his work was meticulous, and it was accurate. It always was. He interviewed every single one of those kids, and he made sure they told him everything. I wonder if he learned anything of value. I'm gonna try introducing the footprints. What? You wouldn't talk about your source? With everything else that's going on? I'm certainly not saying that the creature could be our culprit, but he's not, unrelated to this case. If there's anything you can tell us, I'd be very much obliged. Huh. Well, President Wang had a Torosaurus toy from back when. I saw it a couple of times over the years. That's why I recognized it. The stuffed toy. We saw it in the presidential plane, too.
If even the leaders of other countries love Torosaurus, he must be famous everywhere. Dogs go bow bow in other country languages, right? And cats go meow, and roosters go, cuckoo. So what's the noise that a Torosaurus would make from another country make?
We don't know what noise our own Torosaurus makes, do we? Probably a very growly mooing noise. Let's see. Tortoise and hare. Side with children soaring, no doubt. Tortoise strikes us a speedy hare and wins.
Alright, time for Kate Faraday's pop-up quiz. Why did the hare lose the race? I'll give you 3 options.
I don't need 3 options, Kate. He lost because he stopped to rest and fell asleep.
Number 1, the hare's favorite running shoes were stolen by the Yatagarasu. Number 2, the tortoise trained with the Yatagarasu and got so fast he won. Number 3, the real winner was the Yatagarasu, who plotted a surprise secret victory.
Those are my only 3 options.
Too hard? Alright, I'll give you a hint. The option you're looking for starts with the verb.
Oh my god, what a goofball. Well, that definitely narrows it down. There's Eddie. Looks chillier than your chillest look out there, Malzerino. Somebody might have to warm me up. It's not gonna be the mine, Eddie.
Could you maybe take this a little more seriously, Mr. Fender?
For you, K-Meister? Anything. Can't believe this whole sorry tale began right here. Kinda crazy, right? Yeah, it is a little. What were thieves and the chairman up to, though? Where were they going with all this? K Faraday. Were indeed. I'd very much like to know that myself. I'd very much like to know what you two would. And I'd very much like to know where you two are gonna admit how much you love your Uncle Eddie.
Huh, not anytime soon. Come on, Mr. Fender. You're not taking this seriously at all.
He did for about 3 sentences, which is something of a record. He's just masking his seriousness.
Hey, the arch. We've seen it somewhere before, right?
Yeah, she is an adult. She's 19. Indeed we have. It's the same one that stands over the entrance of the big building today.
But this is supposed to be how things looked 12 years ago. Was it there the whole time?
It seems the architects worked on the old archway of the structure into the new building. Yeah, she was 18, I think. So, like, I mean, 18 is a weird. Yeah, she was a high school graduate. Like, late 18 and 19 are weird ages in that regard, because, like, but you can be 17, 18. Yeah. And for once, it seems you might have remembered correctly.
But 12 years is a long time to eat something for. If it was your lunch, it would be ruined.
Kay taught us a very important lesson. Do not use 3 footprints to 3 planters. I see. Is there? It's a porch swing with an elephant's face on it. Behind it what appears to be a motor.
You know what every dedicated swing fiend always wonders, don't you? If they can swing all the way over to the top and back again. Maybe a motorized swing could finally make that dream come true.
Wouldn't that be a little dangerous?
And what dream isn't, huh? Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
True, but hardly applicable in this case. These planters.
According to the case file, the yards stretch around 3 sides of the orphanage. And there were 3 planters on each side.
Yes, planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen some before. Okay,
Shame there aren't many flowers, but I guess it was the middle of the winter.
yes, but look at this one. It's bright yellow.
Weird, how come there's only one? Wait, it looks like somebody dropped it.
That's a lime lily, if I'm not very much mistaken. A rare member of the family Liliaceae, say. Look, Franziska is showing her gardening knowledge once again. A lime lily, you say.
Wait, didn't Judge Gavel give President Wang some line lilies?
What is this? What is the same flower doing here? This can't be a coincidence, can it? I believe this particular cultivar is from Asia, where it's said to symbolize the bond between parent and child. It wasn't aware you were so knowledgeable when it came to flowers, Franziska. What I just told you is common knowledge. Perhaps you just need to read a little more. Oh my god, she is hiding her nerdiness. She's a horse girl and a flower girl. And you know, unlike Edward, she doesn't really try to hide her steel samurai-isms. So that's what her monstrous hoofprints really were.
Wait, what?
Recall the arrangement of the prints. Now compare that to the planters.
Whoa!
That's right. I believe the footprints are located exactly when the planters once stood.
So Chairman Winner was digging around the front of them?
That explains it. Ooh. He was. And why might he have been doing that? We have a piece of evidence in our possession that answers exactly the question. Which piece of evidence showed the Chairman Winner might have been digging in front of the planters? Well, it's the report of night. Recall, if you will, the report that one Legod sent to Chairman Winner. In it, yeah, because justice for all recently. Okay, yeah, that's fair. She mentioned something that had been laid to rest in front of the planter.
You think she was telling him where to dig? Wait, but why 3 holes?
Because the report didn't specify which of the planters she meant.
I get it. So it wasn't so he wasn't sure which one it was. Which means he had to try and dig up all three.
I imagine so, yes. Poor Chairman Winner.
But why got him in all the trouble? What was he looking for?
That's an interesting question. Let's see if they have anything to add.
Boy, howdy, is this ever a scoop? Whole world's gone green. Must be an outbreak of something. I'm seeing green trees, green people, green clothes, everything. They must be real sick if their clothes are green.
So Franny was underage for 1 point, like most people. Yeah.
Looks like we wound up slapping in the middle of the right dang place for the right dang thing. Sure did, Chief.
I don't think we're going to get a word in Edgeworth here, Mr. Edgeworth.
No, I don't think we want to. Okay, they're just in a conspiracy theory head.
An igloo shaped like a bear.
Wait. The perfect balance of cuteness and scariness. I guess you could call it a bigloo.
It's quite large. You could probably fit as many 3 people inside it.
Yeah, and they could live there for 3 whole years.
3 years? And what about this summer? Wouldn't the igloo melt?
Again. Say it again, Mr. Edgeworth, please. One more time.
Wouldn't the igloo melt?
You're no fun.
The bigloo. I love the jokes on this one.
Hold on.
There are bird marks on this pillow here.
The report said there was a fire sometime in the evening of the incident.
A fire?
Let's see, where was it again?
Yeah, one of the orphans set fire with some kerosene. Some sort of prank, probably.
That sounds like a lively bunch. Possibly too lively. Seems their antics spoiled the chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building. Ooh, interesting. I think that's about all we can learn from the scene for now.
Alright, how about I try to show you how things looked earlier at the night?
That would be very much appreciated. Could you take us back to the moment at which the victim witnessed the kidnapping?
Sure, and I'll use the photograph we took. Here goes nothing.
It is getting kind of late. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it now, but like, we'll finish the stream once I finish the investigation. There's Mr. All down in the middle of the planters.
And there's the president and his kidnapper out by the road.
My father based an investigation on the evidence All down provided. And that was why he thought the kidnapping and the orphanage were connected somehow. And now he wound up suspecting Fifi Lagarde. She was the one running the orphanage at the time.
Exactly.
But when the case went to trial, Excelsius Winter put a big hole in that theory.
He did.
Yeah, after all, the president and kidnapper weren't actually on the grounds of the orphanage.
So they were never seen inside the gates of the orphanage.
Detectives bust a gut to find evidence on the scene. And then prosecutors come along and twist it to their own ends. Winter and Lagarde were working together. They had some kind of deal, I'm sure of it.
So you're saying that Chairman Winter was working with the kidnapper?
Your father was convinced that Lagarde was the culprit, correct? And you say he was gifted and a thorough investigator. And he must have known more to support his theory than just Mr. Aldown's message, surely. Yeah, he must have. I just don't know what it was. It wasn't exactly a case he liked talking about. Agent Lang's father died. Da Long Lang. No! They changed it from die to Da Long Lang. Da Long Lang. I know it's the translation of the Chinese character, but Da Long Lang, it sounds like the Long Lang. It's unintentional. Trusted ally and confident in the present way. It's kind of like how in Hebrew, Ishimoto sounds like man with car. And there's this joke, which is, like, how do you call a cab driver in Japan? And the joke and the punchline is Ishimoto, and it's a joke that only works in Hebrew. Our first priority should be to find out what they were. It's such a dad joke as well. Like most people, yeah. Oh. Shifu, I know it's rude of me to ask, but can we count off for old time's sake? Just once, I'm begging you. For old time's sake. Seems a little sentimental. But fine. Count off! 1! Man, I love it. He's such a boy's man. Sorry, Shifu. It just doesn't feel the same on my own. Kinda lonely. Fool. It shouldn't matter if there's one of your 100. You may be on your own here right now, but the pack is always with you. So quit whining about being lonely and howl like you mean it. Count off! 1! 1! 1! 1. Is he crying? Oh man, I love this. Let's investigate this scene further. Mr. Alldown took his picture from the president's kidnapping room here.
And then called Rosie Ringer.
By which point, his killer must have already been approaching from behind.
With a brick to their hand, ready to strike.
Okay, so that's that. We don't see the footprints here for some reason. I must scout the scene and inspect anything that checks my attention. I mean, I noticed this.
Hey, that snowman! It was melted in a simulation of the morning after the murder, huh? And that muffler was all wet and its little buttons eyes have fallen off.
Indeed, it still looks reasonably healthy at this point. Though not entirely. I can see one thing that's missing.
Oh, poor guy! I bet some kid took it as a stupid prank. Not a bad piece for thieving, though. Maybe they had potential.
You think one of the orphans took it? I'm not so sure. In fact, I think it was grabbed by somebody else entirely. I already know it. 4 pages of evidence. That's whack. The snowman is missing a certain something, would you say?
Yeah, his right eye.
Indeed. Luckily, we managed to locate it.
The button Mr. Aldown was holding. Look at that. It's the same type of button as the other eye and everything.
And if we suppose the button was indeed the snowman's missing eye, that presents something of a contradiction. What does the button contradict? The victim's location, actually. The victim was clutching the button, and the button was covered with blood, which means he must have grabbed it after being attacked. Let's run a little hypothetical, shall we? What if after being struck, Mr. Aldown lost his balance, and reached to grab something to steady himself, the snowman? The snowman wouldn't have supported him, so he would have grasped the button and continued falling.
I get it. So you're saying that he was near the snowman when he was attacked?
I am. Within arm's reach, to be precise. He currently is nowhere near that close.
Right, but his footprints go as far as the planter. He never came back this way.
What if they weren't his footprints? I think we need to look at all the prints again.
All right, I'll take us back to the scene where Mr. Aldown's body was found.
I do like how this case actually involves investigating multiple scenes.
But the footprints left definitely matched up with Mr. Aldown's shoes, right? So what's the deal?
Let's take another look to see if we can figure it out. Can we really be sure that these are Mr. Aldown's footprints?
Well, they're the same size at 12, which is pretty big, and the prints match his shoes. It also goes straight in the middle of the planters where his body was found.
But we've established that he was attacked and then grabbed the button in the snowman.
Well, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. So for Joe stretching his arms that far, Basically impossible.
I think we could be reasonably certain that the prints were made by the shoes the victim was wearing. But can we be sure that they were actually the victim's shoes? Perhaps we should take another look at them. Oh, his shoes are oversized! I noticed that! I've scoured the scene. Look at the shoes. These shoes, the case file says they match the footprints, but... Huh. These aren't the victim's shoes, I'm sure of it.
What do you mean?
Look at how the laces are tied. Don't they look a little strange to you? What's more, they don't appear to fit properly. Man, switching shoes in the middle of a cold wintry night sounds like a pain.
So these prints, they go right up to where the victim was found, and they stop right by his feet.
But they didn't actually belong to him.
So are the prints by his head in? The ones that led away and come back?
No, I don't think so. They're too small.
So neither set belongs to him? Then how did he get here?
That's easy enough. He didn't walk. He was carried by the killer. So then where did the murder take place? Was it really by the snowman as we suspect? Anything else to examine? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. Maybe we need to do some logicking? Ricky's, what did Winner dig up? Was Winner involved? Maybe they... No, they didn't dig the body. Maybe I need to connect these two facts? No, that's not it. That's not quite right. Let's continue seeing if we find something. I mean, there were charred footprints. Shovel, the big loo. Oh, the snowman. I think Mr. Holdown's body was moved. How else do we explain the button clutched in his hand? And that would suggest that he was killed somewhere near the snowman. I'd better take a closer look. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention.
Size 9 footprints going towards the body and away from it. The case file says they must have belonged to the murderer.
And go fainter as they get closer to the orphanage gates.
That's just because there's less snow over there, no?
But that's as it may, it doesn't help with matching these prints up with name and face. The snowman even looks sad, oh no!
Poor Snowman. He's not looking good.
It can't be helped. Snow and ice eventually melt, but that's just how it is.
Oh, so do mysteries. All we have to do is wait. The snowman of the case will lead into the clear water of the truth.
All you have to do is wait, Kay. I have to work and solve those mysteries. I mean, Kay is helpful sometimes, Dwarf. Don't be mean. Oh, the missing brick!
Huh? Look, there's a brick missing here.
I almost missed it. The rest of the brickwork looks fine. Strange, it looks like just one is missing. And that's because the brick was taken from here. We're getting into the brick of it, chat. It seems quite likely the missing brick was the one used by the murder, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, they're the exact same shape and size.
Well, we figured it out. Boom. I think we have to conclude that the murder actually happened over there by the snowman.
Right, the button came from there, and the brick too.
Indeed, and what's more, if the murder took the brick from the right by the snowman, and then tried to sneak up on the victim all the way over by the planters,
Mr. Aldown would have seen them right away.
Exactly. I think we need to update on the simulation, Kay. Mr. Alden wasn't standing by the planters, he was next to the snowman.
Gotcha. Alright, here goes.
Oh.
Yeah, no matter how you look at it, this just doesn't work, duh, huh?
Indeed, everybody was present exactly in the same spot.
So where did we go wrong?
One of the pieces of evidence in which we based our simulation must be the source of the problem. What if one of them was faked somehow? But which one was it? I think it's the photo. It's a crime scene photo.
Take that!
This was staged. Can we really be certain that this picture was taken by Mr. Alldown?
Huh? What do you mean?
We know that whoever killed him moved his body, but why would they have done that? What if they wanted to make it seem like he saw something he didn't?
And then they took the photo to help back up the lie?
They had the president in gunpoint. They could have easily forced him to pose for the picture. He would have had no choice but to comply.
Hey, now that you mention it, they only recovered one picture from Mr. Alldown's camera, right?
Indeed, I imagine his killer probably removed the film that was already in there, then replaced it with another, thereby ensuring the only picture found was the one they staged.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So this picture was actually taken after Mr. Alldown was killed. No way.
And there you have it. The picture doesn't show what Mr. Alldown saw at all. It seems highly likely that it was simply staged to make us believe that was the case.
Wait, so there was the president. So where was the president when Mr. Alldown thought he saw him being kidnapped?
Luckily, the photograph isn't the only piece of evidence we can use to try and figure that out.
Oh yeah, he left a voicemail too.
He did. I think we should listen to it back one more time, don't you? This is surely the only place where the president and his kidnapper could have been standing. Oh, maybe that's it?
Take that!
No, that's not it.
That's where they were?
Oh, whoops. I am doing a lot of fumbles today. There's another lights out. Kidnapping. He saw the lights go out. Whew. Oh, the lights went out. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Take that!
Near the lamp. Recall the statement from Mr. Alldown's voicemail. Damn it, the light's out. Two of the lights here when the odd are broken.
Yeah, he must have been talking about the one over by the building.
Alright, can you update the simulation to reflect everything we've learned?
Sure.
Yeah, this makes a little more sense, I think. And there we have it. The kidnapper was really standing over by the building. Yes, which could personally have strengthened the theory that they were connected to the orphanage. So they moved the body and staged a photograph to distort the picture painted by the voicemail, which helped them to undermine the idea that the orphanage was involved in when the case went to trial. Well, that certainly changes what this particular part of the simulation tells us. I imagine this will also affect our understanding of the scene from where the body was found.
Only one way to find out. Ready to make the jump?
You switch between the two recreations and use the first press T and talk with K. And then select switch recreations. I'll give it a try later when I need it. I guess we can do that.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Let's switch recreations.
And there we have it.
Well, but the blood was there. There's a contradiction here. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Blood on the snow. A lot of it. Certainly looks as if the murder occurred here, doesn't it?
Wait, but we just figured out Mr. Alldown was killed over by the snowman, right?
We did. I think this blood must belong to somebody else.
What? But the police said that the blood was Mr. Alldown's.
Never mind that the case was overseen by Chairman Winner. The man would have had no scruples about altering the official record over something this small.
But then, why go to all that trouble? couldn't he have just cleaned up the blood instead?
He wasn't able to. Think about it. He knew that the police would find Mr. Olddown's body, and he knew that the police would have some scientific methods for their disposal to look for clues.
Oh, you mean liminal? Yeah, they would have found traces of blood if they'd used that for sure.
Exactly. He wouldn't have been able to clean it up to the point where it was undetectable. It's far easier to falsify the results of any such test when they came back in. It would simply have been a matter of replacing the official results with a doctored copy.
Yeesh, so we've been looking at this forgery this whole time? That sucks. Wait, but it says Mr. Olddown's clothes were covered with blood too.
It does, and if they were, which seems highly believable. It suggests that whoever's blood that is, it wasn't your trial Mr. Olddown's body was placed here.
I get it. Which means that the other person's blood was spilled not long before Mr. Olddown was killed.
I think it does, yes. But if that's the case, doesn't that present something of a contradiction? I guess we can deduce this. What is the contradiction here? Eureka! No, that's not it. Wow, I am not doing so well. Woof.
The snow was melted by the fire, right? And when did the fire happen? We need to take another look at that. This is the only part where there was no snow, huh?
Because the fire was what the kids said. I imagine the snow here melted as a result.
This must be the unluckiest orphanage in the world. First a fire, then a murder. Talk about going from bad to worse.
The fire came first, but that's just because it caused the snow to melt. Maybe that's it? Eureka! No! Oh my god. Ah! I keep fumbling! I want to save beforehand. It's getting a little risky with the amount of errors I'm making right now. Pretty sure we already have the evidence. But this seems to be our place where we need to deduce. Eureka! Nope. That's not it either. Oh my gosh. I forgot. I forgot what the solution is. Let's investigate this first. So this is where Mr. Olddown really met his fate. But he was moved in order to make the scene consistent with the staged photograph. Over there by the spot of the planters.
So the footprints, the fact they go over there and comes back.
Yes, I think that tells us something important. And they were left by whoever carried him over there. Let's see. Left by whoever carried him there. Could this be... The snow was melted by the fire, and when they did, the fire when did the fire happen? Man, I absolutely forgot. Maybe we can find the contradiction here? Ah, okay, so the game is telling me that I don't need to switch. No, that's not it either. Ah! What's going on here? No. I have no idea what to present here. Fuck. No, I forgot. I forgot what I'm supposed to put here. Big no. Hello, Explode Things. It's nice to see you.
Hey Mercord, do you remember what you need to present here? Because I completely forgot. Am I even covering like the right area? Yeah, I'm stumped. Give me help. Send help, please. It's the first thing I hear and it's funny. You missed, we had a big conversation about Pokemon and how one of the characters from Generation 8 probably wears a harness, a bondage harness. That was one of the highlights you missed. It was pretty funny. No, we didn't have a conversation about the Pal World dating sim. Of course, I have a feeling it's unhinged. I don't know if I'm gonna play it myself. Have you gotten the picture yet? Are you talking about this picture? Are you talking about this image? I have, yes. Maybe there's another picture I missed? I might as well... If I haven't, then I'm gonna search for it.
Somebody's dropped a yellow flower here. It's a lion lily, right?
Tony Francisca, yes. They're originally from Asia, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, and she says it implies the pond being painted or
There's one between parrot and child K. No, the deuce fire on the blood. Like this area right here? Oh, maybe I need to present it. Oh, I see. Fire on the blood, not blood on the fire. Eureka! Oh my, okay, fine. I had it backwards, thank you. There's a clear contradiction here.
Huh? In the blood stain?
The blood is clearly cut off from where the snow was melted by the fire. Which means that the blood in question was split before the fire was started. You know, I was about to say that, like, Western developers mostly do parody visual novels. But then I remember that, like, Pal World was developed by a Japanese studio from someone who formerly worked at Nintendo.
Huh? But the fire happened before the murder, no?
If we choose to believe the case file, yes. But if the fire was actually set after what happened here, the kid who lit it might have seen something.
Why isn't there a witness statement?
Because it would have changed Chairman Winter's version of events. We need to know more about this fire. You! Yes, Shifu! The fire might have been reported to police, which means there might be a record of it. Go see if they have anything and bring everything you find back here right away. Understood, Shifu. I'll be right on it. One more thing. Oh, wait. What is it, Shifu? Contact my family back in Jiangfeng. Tell them to search my father's office. There should be something there related to the case. They should. What kind of something exactly? You know, as far as we know, what I like about Lang is that as far as we know, and also Justine Courtney, we don't know if they have any dead parents or like close family relatives. It's a little refreshing for Ace Attorney rivals. I mean, I told you I'd seen this scene somewhere before, didn't I? Well, I remembered where. It was in my father's office. He had a picture of it, or at least of something very much like it. What? It looked like it was drawn by a child. Possibly a child from the orphanage. Possibly even the child who set the fire. Yeah, we do. That's fair. She does have a dead relative. It should still be there somewhere. Tell them to send it right away. Yes, Shifu!
Anything else we haven't investigated yet? Maybe we need to logic? What did I miss? I checked the lamp already? Maybe I didn't. I probably did not. No, it seems like I did. The game told me I did check it. Maybe I need to try to check it again? Maybe I need to switch, maybe I need to switch. Let's try to see if there is anything here we haven't seen yet. And the answer, there is. Let's see. There are burn marks on this pillow here. The report says there was a fire somewhere in the evening of the incident. A fire.
Let's see. Where was it again? Ah!
Yeah, one of the orphans set fire with some kerosene. Some sort of prank, probably. They sound like a lively bunch. Possibly too lively. Seems they're going to spoil our chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building.
This is where Mr. Alden actually saw the president and his kidnapper.
Yes. It's pretty clearly suggests a link between the kidnapping and the orphanage. You can see why they went... I think I saw it.
Yeah, he pulled some really dirty tricks there. Taking a photo like that? That's just cheating.
Not to mention disposing of Mr. Alden's camera film and forcing the president to pose at gunpoint. He must have put in some new film and staged a photo immediately after.
If Chairman Winter was involved, he could have changed or hidden the evidence as well.
So it doesn't help that the SS-5 case file is classified until recently.
No, he's behind now. The truth is coming out, indeed.
The march still remains unclear. We need to look very closely at the differences between this and the previous simulation.
These planters. According to the case file, the art stretched around 3 sides of the orphanage. And there were planters on each side.
Wait, I already saw that one.
Same garment.
Oh my god, I saw this already. Stop it! Why are you not letting me skip, game? We had this conversation before. Come on. For fuck's sake. Okay, I'm just like re-seeing some stuff I saw already. Can we really be sure that these... Oh my god. Try the Excelsior stuff? Yeah, maybe they are connected. I already solved this, Edgeworth. No need to repeat yourself. Pretty sure this is connected. Okay, it seems like that was what I missed. I understood.
Chairman Winner was involved in President Wang's abduction, and it seems likely that whatever he dug up yesterday had something to do with the kidnapping.
Oh, I get it.
You do?
You bet I do. We're talking about treasure, right? Loot. He must have been digging up the ransom money.
The ransom money, $100 million is awful lot of cash. Buying it now would have been a good way to keep it hidden until the heat died down. Certainly seems like a possibility.
Glad you agree.
Okay, we got it. And it seems like we completed the investigation. It is getting pretty late, chat, so I think that once Kay closes the simulation, I'll be finishing the stream myself. Seems like the father's office was just like there. So yeah, it's been a pretty... This stream went a little longer than I expected. But yeah, I had a pretty good time today. Also with all the tangents about Pokemon and the like. That was also pretty fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. So I think that we're probably gonna finish this case in like 2 more streams. Yeah, and also League. I do like conversing about other stuff with you guys. It's a lot of fun always. So yeah, next stream is gonna be on Tuesday again. I'll be sure to upload a schedule, and hopefully I'll also be uploading some of the backlogs to my YouTube channel, so they won't take up too much space on my computer. And yeah, 1 or 2 p.m. EST. 1 p.m. EST, yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for attending my stream. It was a lot of fun with you guys, and let's continue investigating the truth in the next one. Until then, stay frosty, and bye-bye.